What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name, of course, is Panther, and welcome your faces to another commentary. Today I've had something on my mind, and it's been on my mind for a while now, and is Black Ops 4 worse or better than Black Ops 3? And I just have so many ideas as of late, and this is going to be a critical breakdown of each game's multiplayer mode. Next time, we'll be diving into a breakdown of each Zombies mode. We all know Black Ops 3 was a huge success back in 2015, and even years after, people are still playing and enjoying the hell out of it. Black Ops 4, however, is a different story. You get the side of the people who love it, and you have the side that hate it. Each side has their own opinions, and it's hard to sway either side. So I decided I would offer my breakdown of how I feel about the multiplayer for each game. Again, in the next video, we'll break down how I feel about Zombies. So strap in, grab some popcorn, maybe a root beer float, and get ready. This is going to be a long one. Diving right into it, one of the biggest things both of these games have is the specialists, the things that deviate the farthest from the Call of Duty formula. Now, in my personal opinion, Black Ops 3 did it right, where Black Ops 4 did it wrong. Black Ops 3 has 10 specialists when you include Blackjack, where Black Ops 4 has, at the moment, at the end of Operation Grand Heist, has 12, with high chances of more coming with each operation. Most likely in the next one, we'll be receiving Spectre, which is great. I love Spectre. Anyways, in Black Ops 3, you get to pick whatever specialist you want before the game loads, and then you're stuck with that specialist the whole game. Quick side note, in Black Ops 4, you can change mid-game, which is a great change that they did make. Going back to Black Ops 3, you could have as many of one specialist on your team as you want, meaning if you're with a bunch of your buddies and you all want to troll with the gravity spikes, your entire team could run with those no problem. Black Ops 4 limits you to having only 2 max depending on the game mode, and most others you can only have 1 specialist character per team, meaning you can't have 5 ruins. A very good change. Another layer on top of the specialist is that in Black Ops 3, each character has a weapon and an ability. The abilities aren't as good as the weapons, of course, but they are useful in their own situations. In Black Ops 3, you can only choose either a weapon or an ability, but you can't have both. In Black Ops 4, each specialist has a weapon/thing of equipment. For example, you have the Purifier as a weapon, but Zero has her Ice Pick, which hacks things, so I wouldn't necessarily consider that a weapon. Then they all have their own equipment as well, and here's the kicker. You can have both at the same time. And the equipment doesn't use a spot in Create a Class where a regular equipment, like a frag grenade, does. Like, what? Why? That issue leads to so many annoying deaths or equipment uses, and many people will say, we'll get better. I'm sorry, but I had a game where I got hit with a 9-bang, then stunned with a Seeker, and finally killed with the Reactor Core, all because I didn't have the right perks on to counter them. I'm sorry, no. That's annoying, and I don't like it. That's a huge issue. The point is, nobody really wanted to have specialists in the game, but if you're going to incorporate them, do it like Black Ops 3, because that game did it right. Black Ops 3 is a fully vertical game with having the boost jumps. You can basically fly around the map, wall run, etc. It's a very futuristic game, but still feels realistic in a sense. While I don't like games with boost jumps, I can't argue the fact this game did it wrong. This game did the verticality right, especially coming off of Advanced Warfare, where it was crazy. It felt smooth, the transitions were smooth, and you could pull off some great plays. Black Ops 4 is completely, and I say that with air quotes, boots on the ground. No boost jumping, but you can hop like 6 feet in the air and mantle onto things you shouldn't really be able to mantle onto. Then you have Ruin's grapple gun, which is fun, but I wouldn't say it's practical. Many of the other specialist equipment is much more useful than that. Even though Black Ops 3 is a flying jetpack game, it doesn't feel crazy fast. The maps are still big enough that there is time between gunfights to figure out your next move and not have to panic. Another thing that ties into this is they removed lightweight from your Create a Class along with some other crutch perks, which I will get into later on. And everyone has on lightweight, so the only people who are running faster were the people with the light weapons or Ruin's overdrive ability. Black Ops 4, however, is stressful and chaotic, which to my opinion isn't fun. The maps are all pretty small, the movement is already fast, and they threw back lightweight, dexterity, and a new perk where you can crouch walk faster. This means you're almost always in an engagement and not much downtime, unless playing hardcore where everyone camps their titties off. And this factor leads into many other issues which will be touched on later. The maps also feel like they were previously designed for boost jumping, which was almost all but confirmed to happen. So to make up for that, I believe they had to make the jump height higher in order to mantle onto those specific ledges. Black Ops 3 maps had flow to them. Each map was recognizable, but to be honest, the maps in this game were just meh. Some stood out, but there wasn't really like a raid or a standoff in my opinion. There were some good looking maps like the castle map with the green tint, whatever its name was, and Combine was a new version of Nuketown. I loved the idea of some maps like Infected having another older map on the side of the walls. It was just such a crazy concept. The maps flowed well, looked good, and weren't crazy insane. We got some remakes that did suffer a bit from the boost jumps, but not enough to complain. Black Ops 4 maps are boring. They are all the same. 3 lanes that have obstacles in specific spots, same cutoffs, etc. Hacienda feels no different to me than Frequency. I mean, just think about it, they're almost the same map. The maps have no soul to them in Black Ops 4, which makes replayability hurt and doesn't make you want to keep coming back. The newest DLC maps are like that too. I only enjoy playing Lockdown. Casino is meh, but Madagascar and Elevation blow, and they blow hard. There is not a single map in this game that I get excited for when it comes up in rotation. I don't even get excited for Slums, which was one of my favorite maps back in Black Ops 2. A map made back in 2012, remade in 2018, isn't as exciting as it was back then 6 years ago. We should be loving the remade maps because the new games are more advanced, but these games aren't advancing and taking steps backwards. The Black Ops 4 remakes are just a disrespect to the originals. I have so many fond memories of those maps that were back in Black Ops 1, Summit, Jungle, Firing Range. So many good memories with friends, and Black Ops 2, Slums, one of my favorite maps of all time in Call of Duty. And they're just not fun to play in this game, and it's just a disappointment to me. Next, we'll be talking about score streaks. This is just gonna trigger me because I love high, overpowered streaks like in Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, and other games with crazy streaks. Black Ops 3 nerfed some of the streaks that we loved and didn't bring back great ones from Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2. We had the Hater, which was a nerfed version of the Blackbird and VSAT. We had the Wraith, which was a normal chopper. Raps replaced the dogs, which I was cool with because those things were badass. Even though if you had Flak Jacket, you could survive one hitting you, there was always a second right behind. You had the Mothership, GI unit, etc. I did miss the Swarm, Lodestar. They completely killed the Hunter Killer drone, making it the Dart, which sucked hardcore. Some streaks were worthless, others were great. Now they did turn some older score streaks into specialist weapons, but I was cool with that because they were the ones that didn't really get much love anyways, like the War Machine and Death Machine in Black Ops 2. The Purifier was basically a beefed up underbarrel flamethrower from Black Ops 1. The list of score streaks in Black Ops 2 was huge, then it got smaller in Black Ops 3, and finally now it's tiny in Black Ops 4. My issue for Black Ops 3 was that score streaks were shot down way too easily because Treyarch changed the Pick 10 system. Because you could immediately place an optic on your weapon and use 2 other attachments without using a wildcard like in Black Ops 2. By having this instant optic on your weapon, it cleared up an extra spot which many people ran a black cell with. That killed the balancing of Pick 10 from Black Ops 2, which I thought was a bad idea, and it ruined the powerful score streak meta, which could have been their plan now that I think about it. Black Ops 4, oh boy, here we go. The streaks in this game are awful. There are hardly any streaks that you should actually use. There are no classic Black Ops streaks like dogs or a Blackbird. Instead, they get replaced with stupid things like Nomad's Specialist Dog, Recon's Ultimate being the Vision Pulse, and a Sensor Dart, negating the need for those streaks. Nobody asked for that. We all just assumed that those would make a return, but nope. And then, not only that, but streaks are so hard to get in this game due to the chaotic nature. And on top of that, they can easily be destroyed. FMJ2 will light up any streak. The Helion launcher and Zero's ice pick will literally steal certain streaks and turn them into the other teams. The strike team gets destroyed with the Skull Splitter operator mod on the Mozu. So the streaks in this game are just no good to go for. They can easily be destroyed or even turned against you, and there are no classic score streaks. What's the point of even trying to go for these high streaks? Rant on streaks over. Moving on. Another change they made, which sort of related to the score streaks, but I won't tie it in, is the changes to the minimap. In Black Ops 3, it was a regular minimap. Nothing special about it, looked pretty, you could change the colors with the colorblind filters, which was cool, but nothing to complain about. Black Ops 4 changes it. They made it a circle again and added the Fog of War. That means each player has a cone that looks out. If an enemy gets spotted in that cone's line of sight, they appear on everyone's map. Everyone's map. So rushing pretty much got killed, and that even more negated the need for the VSAT. But this is so annoying. Not only is it that if the enemy is in your line of sight, we're also superhuman and can see behind us. So I spend more time looking at the map more than the rest of the game. I hate this change and I think it was pretty dumb. Just get rid of it and go back to the regular minimap we've had since the beginning. Another point of contention many people have with both games is the ridiculous microtransactions. Now, this is all susceptible to how you view microtransactions in video games. If you partake in them and enjoy them, if you enjoy the extra bonus but you don't pay for them, or you despise them and wish they would burn in the fiery pit of hell. So yeah, both games have terrible systems. Whether it be the fault of Treyarch thinking they're too hot for their britches, or Activision knowing Treyarch titles sell more so they litter them with microtransactions to maximize profits, or a combination of both, these games have the worst systems ever. For example, in Black Ops 3, there are taunts, calling cards, paint shop items, custom emblems, multiple camos but are only limited for one gun, limited time items, and of course, brand new weapons, plus more. They did have a few things to make it easier to obtain these, triple plays, grand slams, and you have crypto keys that you earn for in-game time. You also have daily and weekly contracts to provide you with more of these keys. You also have a few options for different supply drops. A common drop for 10 keys, a rare drop for 30 keys, a daily double, which is 2 rare supply drops for 45, but you can only get once a day, and then a bunch of common drops for I think like 45 as well, but no one really uses that one. The stats for getting some of these epic variants are incredibly low. Not to mention the weapons have like a 0.35% chance to get drawn. You think I'm kidding, but I'm not. The percentage is actually that low. Not only that, but they had limited camos and a limited time weapon. They had camos like the Bloody Valentine, Luck of the Irish, Into the Void, Cherry Fizz, and even more. Then to add icing on top of the cake, they put the M14 in the game in supply drops. But you only had 30 days to get it. 30 days. I could play this game non-stop for 30 days and not get a single new weapon without spending money. There's no way in hell to get the M14 without buying it. So I'm going through and editing and realize this tangent just went on for far too long. It was like an extra 5 minutes, and I mean, you all know the Black Ops 3 supply drop system just sucks. Now with Black Ops 4, oh, holy hell, there is so much. A battle pass like Fortnite, a season pass, direct purchases, limited time purchases, Halloween items you lose if you reset your stats, supply drops again but in a new skin, and weapons in the battle pass that you can get after the operation ends but they're in supply drops. Stickers, emblems, camos for individual weapons again, jump packs, skin packs, outfits, different models for weapons. The list is endless. Both systems are terrible and no game comes out on top. I guess if I had to pick one, it would be Black Ops 4 because I can at least directly purchase some of the things I want, even though they're outrageous prices. Another thing slightly related to microtransactions is character skins. Whatever happened to the days where you got the most badass skin by playing the game and being good? The ninja armor from Halo 3 was the slickest looking armor, and you got it by being good at the game. In Black Ops 3, you have hero armor, which was a nice gold and black. I never got it just because I didn't ever play as Nomad, so I didn't get his challenges done, and I'm not going back and try to get it 3 years later. But Black Ops 4, there is not a way to directly earn character outfits except in Blackout by doing their challenges. You get the number skin, but that's about it. The rest of the outfits are, you guessed it, in supply drops, or the purchasables, or the battle pass. They have a gold skin, but it looks like a shit bronze and it's not even close to what the hero armor looks like. Next up is weapons on launch. Black Ops 4 has the least amount of weapons on launch in any Call of Duty game. It's sad because we all know there will be loads of weapons added in later, but through the pass, or heaven forbid supply drops again, it was such a stupid decision to cut content on launch to sell it back to the consumer a few months later. Why couldn't we get more weapons on launch then add more in later on in the cycle? I would be more okay with that, but a bit more. Not much. I don't think I'm giving permission, Activision. But if we have more options on launch, the game would be so much more entertaining. On launch, we didn't even have a burst submachine gun, we didn't have an automatic pistol, and we only had 2 shotguns. What a joke. Black Ops 3 at least had a bunch of different weapons to use. Each weapon class had unique ones. We had the burst SMG, we had the semi-auto, the burst, the auto pistol, etc. It's just ridiculous how content is getting cut just to sell it back at a higher price later on in the cycle. Now, don't think I'm praising Black Ops 3 because this game had even less weapons than Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 1, but at least it wasn't the lowest amount of weapons in COD history. Now, the last point I will bring up that grinds my gears is the new manual healing and body armor. These two things in Black Ops 4 completely changed the flow of the game. In every other Call of Duty, the only thing that was used to give you more health was kinetic armor in Black Ops 3. That's about it. Ah, Painkiller. I forgot Painkiller. I don't remember if there was anything in IW, because as you're aware, yeah, I can't stand that game, but I might like it more than Black Ops 4 at this point. Back to my main point, those two things changed the flow so much. You knew if someone was weak, you could challenge them because the heal takes a few seconds. You were able to rush them, jump around the corner, and just pop them with a few extra bullets, and they're dead. In Black Ops 4, you could shoot someone 5 feet from you, they would run around the corner, use stim shot, and they'd jump back out and kill you. You shouldn't be able to do that. It doesn't quite add much skill to it, it's more just an annoyance, interrupting the flow of the game. This makes more people play defensively because they have the ability to heal themselves on command, especially Stim where you can still hip fire while healing. Then, armor. You guys know how everyone feels about armor. Giving more health to the player also interrupts the flow, especially with the weak SMGs where they already take like 6 shots and then you need an additional 2 to destroy their armor. 8 shots to kill with an SMG? What? Ah, but there is FMJ. No. I shouldn't have to put a crutch attachment on a weapon to compensate for a bad design. Plus, it's not even on every weapon anyways. How many of you get so comfortable with a gun, know how many shots it will take to kill someone, you put that many bullets into them and turn to run, only to notice they have armor and they aren't dead. You try to turn back around, but to no avail. You're already dead by the person you thought you killed. Yeah, it's not fun. So, that's everything that I want to say. At the end of this, is Black Ops 4 better or worse than Black Ops 3? My answer is, well, unfortunately yes. I have no motivation to play this game. I get on to get my daily tier skips and get off to play something else. Many times it's Black Ops 3. It's just sad that a game that had so much hype, that everyone was so excited for, a sequel to the entire Black Ops series, to have nothing to do with the other games at all. A game made 3 years after Black Ops 3, a game made 6 years after Black Ops 2, and 8 years after Black Ops 1. You think they would take the great things from all of those games, but they just didn't. They claimed this game would be a culmination of the entire Black Ops series, but it's not. It's not a true wrap-up, and it's only called Black Ops for name recognition. I can't say this game is a disappointment, but I was let down heavily by Treyarch, by Activision. I don't know. I want to love this game. I try to love this game, but I just can't. Thank you all for stopping by. Leave your opinions in the comments. My name, of course, has been Panther, and I'll see you all in the next one.